Alright, so this video is a school video. This is my grade 11 health culminating assignment, and in this video I'm going to talk about a variety of different things ranging from healthy eating to social and sexual health. Without further ado, let's begin. Firstly, I'm going to talk about healthy eating, also known as nutrition. Nutrition is a major part in everyone's life, whether you're an athlete or not. The way you eat has a major impact on the many types of health that you have. This includes the rest of the health that I'm going to talk about later in this video. Nutrition is not an easy thing to do. You might think the more you learn and the more you know about certain foods, the harder it becomes. This might be the case, but it's not that bad if you follow or stick to a diet that works for you. As long as you're not eating fast food and sweets 24/7, watching your portion sizes, and getting some sort of exercise every single day, you should not have a problem with nutrition. For me personally, this year I learned a lot about how food is advertised. You might think the fresh fruits being picked from a tree on a farm, or the nice fresh vegetables are being promoted the most, for obvious reasons. Everybody wants to be healthy, right? But you would be mistaken, because I did a project this year on nutrition and the data I collected from watching TV and YouTube ads showed that unhealthy food was promoted the most. Which is kind of ironic, since in Canada we have the Canadian Food Guide, and I can tell you for a fact that I have never seen an ad promoting anything about the Canadian Food Guide. I took this information and thought, well, there are a lot of factors that are promoting eating unhealthy. I'm not saying don't eat a snack every once in a while, just don't make it a consistent thing. This will just make you more disciplined when it comes to choosing healthy over unhealthy. Plus, the advertisements on TV never look the same as they do in real life. Take these two Big Mac pictures for example. I bet you can tell which one is from real life. That's the big thing I learned from healthy eating this year. Unhealthy foods are promoted more often than healthy foods, so you have to be more disciplined when choosing your next meal. That might be hard mentally, but that's okay, because that's what we're talking about next. The next type of health that I'm going to talk about is mental health. Everybody has mental health, but not everybody has a mental illness. Do not get these two confused. They are very different from each other. Mental health refers to anyone's mental, emotional well-being, while mental illness is a diagnosed condition that affects thoughts and behaviors. Some examples of mental illness are depression, anxiety disorders, schizophrenia, eating disorders, and addictive behavior. These are all types of things that you may need to see a doctor about. Mental health is something you need to keep an eye on. If you are stressed constantly and not doing something that you like, your mental health will take a toll. I learned this year that everybody has mental health, but 1 in every 4 people have a mental illness. I learned that if you're going through a tough time, that you should look for someone to talk to, because there either has or is someone that has gone through the same thing that you're going through. For me personally, I make sure that I do something that I like every single day. If I have a ton of work and I'm constantly working on it, like this project, and I don't do something that I like doing, then I don't feel too good about myself at the end of the day. So I'll go downstairs and do a workout, or I'll play a game that I enjoy playing. I would suggest you do the same. Find something that you like doing and do it every day to give you a break from life's struggles. Speaking of working out, let's talk about physical health or your fitness. This is arguably one of the best forms of health, depending on who you ask. It's my favorite type of health. Physical health is the state of how your body reacts to sports and other everyday activities. There is a lot more than just lifting weights and doing cardio that goes into physical health. Within physical health, you have to factor in sleep, recovery, how you are training, and making sure you are doing the exercises properly. Not to mention the nutrition and hydration that goes into getting bigger and stronger. This year, I learned a lot about recovery. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you would know that I went to OFSA for track and field. And I don't think I would have had done as well as I did if I focused more on lifting heavy weights rather than focus on recovery. You do not want to be going into a 100-meter sprint with sore legs when every millisecond matters. I got a massage gun and it is very useful when I do have sore muscles. Also, going light or just doing some stretches and basic movements is all you really need before a sports event. I would suggest you do something similar if you're serious about your sport and want to perform your best at every single game. However, if you play on a sports team, you're going to need to have good relationships with your teammates in order to be the best team in the league at your sport or whatever it is. So let's dive right into social and sexual health. So obviously right now I am talking about social health. Social health is when one creates positive interpersonal relationships with one another. And sexual health is when you are informed, respectful, and careful to yourself and others. Both of these relationships are very important for people to have. If you are ever in a tough situation, you should be able to turn to a select group of people because you have built such a strong relationship with them. Humans are social butterflies. We love to talk and speak our mind, whether it's in a good way or a bad way. So having relationships is important. There are a lot more benefits than there are not. If we can have a vast variety of connections to different things and other people by having relationships. As for sexual health, this leans more into the sex types of things. This can be very tough for some people to talk about. You might have a very strong relationship with someone of the opposite gender, the same gender, or just someone else. It doesn't matter to me. What is important is the way you act in these relationships. You have to make sure that you are making the right, smart, and accurate decisions in these types of relationships. It is especially important if you are going to do sex things that both parties have given consent, as well as have protection if you decide to do further sex things. I have learned that being respectful and treating people with kindness in relationships is the best way to go until that person breaks your trust or is being a horrid person to you. In that case, you need to cut the rope with that person and get them out of your life because they will only bring negative energy towards you, and nobody wants that. And now it's time to wrap things up with this video. Although we learn a lot of the same things within health class, it is always a good refresher to learn about how to be the healthiest version of yourself in nutrition, mental, physical, social, and sexual health. That's it for this video. Remember, work hard, stay humble. We'll see you in the next one. See ya.